Hi, good day. So today I will demo you from the previous video. Today I will demo you the how to run the importer SQL, the portable SQL editor or porter application that I created, SQL Server. So this time I demo to run different RDBMS in that portable SQL editor. Okay. So I created new function in my code called this one SQL Server database, and same logic, but you need to use SQL Server. Difference is my SQL Server, then connections. I use also the data table for this one connection string, but the connections is different. So data source, database instant, and initial catalog is database. Then intersect to the SSPI. Okay. Then after that, it will be stored the fetch result to data table that interpret the data table representation. Then after that, it will open the SQL connections. Data table, by the way, data table is a temporary storage while you open the SQL connection or MySQL connection. Okay, it will start as temporary table, then it will transfer to grid by SQL adapter. SQL adapter transfer that to data table. Then it will be assumed that as data source for DataGrid result, which appear the result of the query. Okay. Using SQL connections, then using connection, I instantiate the connection string with this one. Then after that, I try catch. So I try to connection open, then right now successful in the console. If not, it will be throw SQL exception. Then SQL exception is an exception for SQL Server. Okay. Then console right now the connection with then the exception error. Then after that, SQL command. So it will be instantiate all the commands which fires from the variable query, which is the value of the text box. Same like I did in the previous video in my student database. Okay. After that, you go command query connection query is the one text value, then connection is connection string. Okay. So go to the data adapter, it will fill the data table. As I said before, the data table is temporary, then it will fill and the data adapter will translate this one into data table. Then data table indicates the data source as data source with data source. Okay. Then connection close and catch right line. So if you catch the SQL exception, it can catch on the console. Then it can catch up a long I mean evaluations. Extension from the try catch of the connection process and fill up data through data tool to data grid. It will catch section in nature box like I did in this video in my SQL database. Okay, let's start. I run this now. Okay, so first I run the SQL Server. Yeah, I create a variable. I create a query. So this time I create a variable with a maximum value and varchar. And varchar is much greater length rather than varchar. So yeah. So it's equivalent interpreter is equivalent is varchar to and varchar is designed for SQL Server. So and declare integer. So I do not use this one, but I use this one. So I try to count something. I will create a SQL tutorial for this one, separate video. So I create this sample query to demo you to run that SQL Server query to the portal. At the same time, we can run another DBM's query like MySQL. Okay. set my query. So it set my query is the my variable my query. By the way, when you declare variable in SQL Server, you must use @sign. So also it can be as parameter in storage procedure. But if you set you can use set keyword it set, then you can get any variable name, any string name with @sign is considered variable. Okay. So n is a string formatted. So select this string and last name, first name, search start date from the employee table. Okay. Then you left join. By the way, in tuning, purpose tuning, you can always use left join because it's much faster than inner join. Inner join it can only merge all the column. But if you look at optimization tuning in query, you must always use left join. Left join is always used on left. That's why we call it left join. It always merge on left part time, left side of the middle of the query. Okay, I will explain this one in separate video. Okay. So left join as the department group, customer, then customer, department group key, equal fail on employee key. By the way, this data I just use adventure words, so sample database. Then this environment I set up a SQL Server inside Visual Studio Code. Okay, just for demonstration. So this is underneath I use because much better to management you and you. It's up to you. But I feel like much better like usage from when I use Visual Studio Code rather than SQL Server because you can use RAM and processor, but Studio Code is a light IT that can use a SQL Server as light applications. Okay, that's why I use. Then after that, left join, depot schema, team proportion, table name, promote, prefix, then on promote start date. So where filter by where middle class, middle name, start date is not null. So it will refresh not null. Then group by, you cannot. By the way, I would like to remember you when you count or aggregate, you must always use group by because it will be categorized by accounting. Example, when you have a number of apples in a query, you need to group by before you count because the compiler did not see this one. It's considered as only one item. Okay, I will create a separate tutorial for count, for variable, for distinct in separate video. So stand by that. So when you always count a field, and you need to invoke the field name and the count, field name, and after that the count, total count of each row, you must always group by. Because group by, it can help the compiler to categorize all the items, and it will be count in and respect to total and the and number of items depends on the group by fields. Okay, so group by is a base by the is a reference of the compiler to count all the items. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. Then after that, I consider this string. Then I execute this my query variable to exec. Exec is a function to execute any variable with query. Execute any query within the variable. So exec, it means execute query. So execute query function. So this query is equivalent to contained in a variable query. Then I call it exec. Okay. I execute now. Okay. Just shaded all. See, if you shaded this one, highlight this one, it will not consider successful because it will search the reference of this my query. You need to highlight all to run. Okay, this one. Then I create a simple statement which itemize all group by that. This is what I said before. So if you group by, you need to categorize also by group. Then this field is can use by count, row by row. So I run this one. See, there's a count difference. So there are row frame for on this one. It's total of 780, 9 items, 12 items. Okay, I run this one to. I run the first query on the porter. Okay, wait. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I will check this one. Currently, it cannot run a variable. So, but this one is successful, right? Successful. This is successful. See? Successful. Is there anyone said that trying this to review this video, this is not successful? Mind your own business. I don't care. Okay. So this is the next statement I create. So this is the next statement I create though. Count, product, count, column. I said, listen to this video. Count, item name count as item name, product as field name, and this is the count per field of the class. Okay? Count, class, dealer price. So it will total all dealer price in each by field, by field, by field, by field, by field. Okay. This one. Right? You can see 9, 9, 9, 9. Okay. So item count 9. So there are 9 items on that, and total is 780. So it's a dynamic changes. So I create as I said again, I will create this one video, another video. I'm not a sponsored person. That's why I created this video to help you understand the query and to encourage you to create a simple tool that you not use any very expensive tool. I don't care. Mind your business. Okay. So after that, copy the code. Copy my created code. I created this one. Execute. Then it's done. Right? This is the table, right? This is the output. Okay, yeah. Leader price, yeah. Okay. Now, as you can see, I will try again to execute my SQL. This is my SQL also. Oh, see? This is my SQL. My SQL. SQL Server. Okay. Okay. I run now this one. SQL Server. Select statement. Okay, right? This is SQL Server. So again, let's check. This is SQL Server data. Right? Okay, yeah. SQL Server, right? Now, I will run again. I will run now this time my SQL. So this is MySQL. Execute. Okay. And execute now. MySQL. No, it's MySQL data. So that's all. So in the next video, I will try to demo to you execute a Postgre and Oracle in this quarter. So MySQL successful, SQL Server successful. So it's a dynamic portable SQL editor. Now, I have show you in this video how to call variable in the within a query within a variable by expansion. Because I have a video before. Try to look in my LinkedIn post. I have a video before and try to look also in Quick View. I have loaded in Quick View. I to look before in SQL playlist. Try to look before that I have a tutorial of variable invoking a query to call as a variable, and then it will execute in a function. Then it will be executed in select statement. Okay? Before. I have a tutorial before. Okay? Thank you and good day. I hope you like it, my tutorial. Please email me if you any violent reaction or something or some gpam205@gmail.com, gpam205@gmail.com. Okay, thank you.